Hi there, welcome to the channel, or welcome back. I'm Angela, and today I'm going to give you guys a little bit of an update on how things are going here in my 6B garden. We were 6A until they rezoned things a year or two ago, and I'm pretty sure we're 6B now-ish. Who knows? We're zone 6. All that I know for sure is that. So I'm going to show you where things are standing here and what the next plans are. If you're interested in coming along, let's do it. It is time now to start getting all the seedlings into the ground. Peppers, tomatoes, all of it. I've got a bunch of herbs and things down here in these trays. And those will go into the ground too, or into pots. I wanted to show you guys this plant here. This is a pepper plant that I grew last year called Sugar Rush Peach. It's a hot pepper, and I grew it in this pot, which is, I don't know, 2 or 3 gallons, I guess. And I had such good success and got a lot of peppers that I took it inside over the winter and kind of nursed it along in the house. And I think it's surviving. It's got new growth. I do need to prune all this dead stuff off, but I'm going to be doing that, and I'm just going to keep it in this pot and try to grow it again this year. I'm like really excited. I never had tried to overwinter peppers, so it's nice that I had some success. Got so many seedlings to get into the ground. Trying not to freak out about it. It happens every year this time of year, doesn't it? So I've got like gosh, there are 4 trays of peppers all along this little ledge here. When I'm hardening my seedlings off, I put them on this little ledge that's kind of on the side of our house that gets a lot of sun, so they can really get acclimated. And I did give a bunch of tomatoes away to my coworkers, but I still have a ton left. I might end up getting rid of some more of these if I don't have enough space for them. Some of them are doing really well. This is a Rutgers. I had good success with that last year. It's a really robust tomato plant. The tomatoes were pretty good. They weren't anything spectacular, but the plant itself was very hardy. I didn't have any disease issues or anything like that. And some of my tomato seedlings are struggling just a little bit. So I still give them TLC, get them into the ground, and we'll see how they do. I feel like the garden task list is a mile long. And if I was able to, it probably could become my full-time job. That's a goal to reach for. That won't happen anytime soon, but wouldn't that be lovely? We have had a lot of rain this spring, and there's a lot more on the horizon. The next 5 or 6 days, they're forecasting rain and or thunderstorms. So I'm going to try to do what I can today. Today is Sunday, May 5th. So we'll see what I can get done. And even if it rains every day, there's going to be lulls where I can come out and work if everything's not too soggy. I have gotten all the onion seedlings in that I'm going to do. This whole first bed here is filled with them. And my second bed here, I've still got kale that's kind of going to seed there, and it's getting weedy. I need to clean that out. And then on this right hand half, I have onions. I did have so many more onion seedlings than I had allocated space, so I took a bunch of them and kind of interplanted them in this bed here that has garlic. So we'll see how that does. I think there's enough room. We'll see if it thrives or not. Still working on getting all of the ground remulched where it needs it. It does get weedy, it's to be expected. And I was planning on letting our hops plants take over this whole 4th bed because they love it here and they love this trellis. But I'm kind of like hesitant. I'm of 2 minds about it, just because I'm losing space for my veggies there, especially cucumbers and melons that would also love this trellis. So we'll see. I think for now I just need to start getting all these seedlings into the ground. And my 2 ongoing projects, like I mentioned, getting this garden cleaned up, mulched over, and really got to start working on my project for these 2 beds here to get them cleaned out, resituated where they'll get most of the sun. The way I had laid this out to begin with, I should have waited before putting these are 12-foot long beds in, because about the left-hand third of each of these does not get nearly enough sun. And I really haven't even had it thrive with leafy greens, I guess because it stays kind of dank or something, you know, too moist, I'm not sure. So I'm going to rotate them 90 degrees, get them going, you know, parallel to the house over there. I just need to get on it. So Hubs said he would help me with that, and I am going to hold him to that. A couple of new things to share with you guys. Hang on, we'll get to that in a second, but I wanted to show you the potatoes. I've got potatoes in all of these grow bags along here. They're doing really well. Now I'm kind of worried that this row here, the hops are kind of shading out the potatoes, but they seem to be growing pretty well, so maybe I shouldn't worry about that too much. So they are doing really well. It took them a long time to sprout up, and I was getting a little bit worried on what was happening underground with these, but they're doing okay now. And in these 4 bags here, I have potatoes. And moving to the back row here, these 3, you can see that these 3 big bags here also have potatoes. And a lot of what's in these bags, they do have a decent amount of soil, but a lot of shredded leaves too. I've been trying that with potatoes this last year or two, growing them in mostly leaves, and I've had some success with it. So I'm gonna try to keep moving in that direction. Of course, the main body of my potatoes here, it's all just dirt, soil. The new thing I wanted to share with you guys, if you have seen in videos past, in the back of the garden here, that's one of our wood piles, I had a bunch of 5-gallon buckets there that initially I had used to grow tomatoes in when my garden was really small, and I had drilled holes in them and just grew tomatoes in. It worked fine. But then once I had room to put the tomatoes into a raised bed, I decided to use those buckets to throw my compost in, because they already had the holes drilled and you couldn't use them for anything else. Over the years, they've started breaking down and cracking apart. So I got new compost bins, and I'm so excited about that. They're just metal with coated with this green plasticky coating wire, and I got 3 of them. They're 3 foot by 3 foot, and then they're 30 inches tall. So I took everything that was in those 5-gallon buckets and just dumped it into the first bin on the end there, and most of it's already broken down, so I can probably start using that on my beds this year. And this middle bin here is where we're dumping new material. And I think what I'm going to do with the one here on the end is maybe to just keep shredded leaves in there, because I use them so much. I do a lot of leaf shredding in the fall when the leaves are down on a good dry sunny day, but I don't get everything. We have a lot of trees here, so I by far do not get them all shredded, and there's a lot left over lingering around from the fall. So I think once it dries up, we get through this rainy patch and it dries up really good, I'm going to continue on with my shredding, put them in that bin there so they're available to use whenever I need some mulch or some brown matter to mix in with all the degraded kitchen scraps. So that's my plan, and it should be doable, especially now that I have these nice big bins. I'm so excited about these. The old system, it didn't work as well as I wanted, and it became like this huge eyesore. So I'm kind of glad to be done with that way of doing things. So that's about all that I have to show you as far as updates. I'm going to spend some time today, like I mentioned, getting the seedlings, starting with the tomatoes, into the ground, and probably going to continue on with my mulching project. I was able to score some more cardboard from my job that would otherwise just get recycled, and they don't care if we take it. And I have some bags of mulch laying around waiting. So yeah, I'm gonna just work on that. How's your garden growing? Let me know in the comments. What's the favorite thing that you're growing this year? Are you growing anything new this year? Let me know. I'd love to chat about it. And that's it for this week's garden vlog, and I will talk to you next week. Bye.